You die once, and suddenly you're not invisible. Explore the story of Heed, who was a corpse for a while, but is back to life and trying to learn about just what had happened, only to discover the story is far stranger than that. Inspired by manga, Alter X Artifact is a new LGBTQ+ webcomic for mature readers revolving around magic and political espionage. This comic features fantastic elements, gripping storytelling, and impressive visuals that pull you into the strange but fascinating world of the comic. Alter X Artifact explores themes of magic, dreams, and relationships, all while deftly weaving a compelling mystery with eye-catching visuals. You're still in time to enjoy the exciting prologue as well, but you gotta hurry over on to the website. So, if you're looking for your next weekly webcomic read, you need to go to alterxartifact.com. That is alterxartifact.com. Now back to the show.
Press the button and start recording, and we can be ready.
No synchronizing needed.
Yep. No. I could, if I wanted to, I could just push a button and record everything we're saying right now, hypothetically. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Press a button already. I didn't press a button already. I did press a button already. Hello, and welcome to the distraction hole. You've fallen down it. I'm your host, Kevin. With me is Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Got popcorn in my teeth.
Oh, no.
Popcorn left over from a certain movie.
Yes. Unfortunately, we are Davidless tonight, but I'm your host this week.
The Dave we know is not here.
This is a Dave we know. This is a Dave we know.
For all you older people that have watched Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
I can't believe I couldn't think of that name.
There's a lot of sketch comedy.
Yeah. There was a lot of that in our teen years.
I'm going to talk a little bit about comedy later, but I feel like we should talk about the spider in the room.
Yeah. So earlier today,
like fresh off the boat, a fresh catch. Mike and I went and saw Across the Spiderverse, almost said Into the Spiderverse. And I know David already saw it, and I was looking forward to talking to him about it. And we were going to have a guest on, but you know what? We'll talk about it next time too. But Mike, what did you think of the movie?
That was great.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it too. It was somber in a lot of ways.
Well, I mean,
because it's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's an Empire movie. It's it's in the middle. And pretty much just like the Star Wars trilogy. The first one, while could have been standalone, set up, all the characters and everything.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
And then the middle one, has to set up a bigger story for the third one to finish.
Yep. And I am looking forward to that finish because it did really, the end of the movie gave me what I was hoping would be there. As far as setup goes, I knew it was a definite we're ending it here, and then the next part will be the ending sort of thing.
Yeah.
But God, it was good. Like, really good animated film. I really think they figured out the frame rate thing that was bugging you.
Yeah, there were a couple instances where it felt very down cranked, but overall, it didn't have much of that. And
it didn't bother you as much.
And I guess it has probably as it comes down to, budget, because, even though it's a very, more traditional looking movie, it's still, heavily CG, just with, a lot of magic to make it look not CG.
Which there was, oh my God. Okay.
All that, server time, rendering time, all that.
Right. Slight warning, there will be some minor spoilers. We're not going to give away like the major plot this time. But there's a character in there that I need to explain to the audience why it was so important for me that he was there.
Yeah, and it's just for the, long time Marvel person, there's so many
Oh my
nods
God.
and Easter eggs and
oh my God. We will
things.
talk about a few of those because that's not like a major. I mean, some of them are given away in the freaking
Oh, yeah.
trailers. So, like the spider horse is in the trailer.
Yeah, I do have a question when we get to actually talking about that, but you go ahead with your.
Sure. So, Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, is in the film. And it's not just any Ben Reilly. He is done in the style of the 90s comics. And my friend Steven Butler was the artist during the Clone Saga of Spider-Man, and he drew Ben Reilly. And the art style and everything was based on his version of Ben Reilly. And I got to see my friend's art running around on screen.
Cool.
And that was just a fucking joy to me. I mean, it was as good as if I saw like one of my comics that I drew on screen.
Yeah.
I was so fucking happy to see Ben Reilly up there, even if the character was a joke, which the character's a joke. It's a fucking terrible storyline.
Yeah, I mean, it was the 90s. Everything was super emo.
I mean, when I found out Steven was the artist for that storyline, I was like, Steven, I gotta know what the fuck. And he was like, they gave me the script. I drew the pages. I didn't ask questions. They paid me. And I was like, that's the best answer I could have gotten.
Yeah.
So, okay, you had like a question, right?
So we're going to talk about like all the myriad spider versions.
The spider.
The one that really. So I'm leaving the theater. I said I pondered. I wonder how many of those they had to make up for this. And you said none.
I don't think there were any.
So even the spider T-Rex.
That was in a comic, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't remember which one, but I mean, like literally. And some of them may have been just from like, they did a storyline similar to this as a one-off gag in a comic where 616 Peter gets sucked, gets recruited by another Spider-Man from another dimension and taken to the Spider Citadel at the center of the universe where all the Spider-Man hang out, and each universe is designated as a neighborhood with a number. Because, you know, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Yeah, so it's like neighborhood, and their alert system was neighborhood 597 has gone from friendly to unfriendly. And they would dispatch him, and the whole time Peter from 616 is, I want to go home. This is stupid. I don't want to be a part of this. I want to go home. And they had like a myriad number of Spider-Man drawn from his history and then like a bunch of them made up. Yeah. So a lot of the ones from Spider-Verse may have been pulled from that storyline where like they were just in the background. Like the T-Rex was probably from that.
Okay. Yeah, so not made up, but still just already was a bit.
There were so many deep cuts. The bombastic bag man was in there, which is Peter wearing a Fantastic Four uniform with a brown paper bag on his head with eye holes cut in it because Johnny Storm is the worst best friend ever.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And like that. Spectacular Spider-Man was in there. PS1 Spider-Man. I think you and me both started laughing at the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man.
No, that was hilarious. Just polygonal, maybe, I guess.
Polygamous?
Yeah. Not
Mormon Spider-Man.
Not polyamory Spider-Man. That's a whole different
That's a whole run. That's a completely different thing.
No, the polygonal,
polygon
count Spider-Man was just hilarious.
Yeah, like the one from the Neversoft game. Yeah.
It makes Lara Croft look curvaceous.
Oh God, the only woman whose breast can stab your eyes out.
Yes.
It was a play as a Marvel fan and a Spider-Man fan in particular. I felt seen by this movie.
It was good.
Mm-hmm. How'd you like the little scene in the therapist office?
That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, and let me guess, he died. Just that was very amusing.
Here's the thing. spiders, they all died. Everyone's got a tragic backstory.
Yeah, no, I think that's the joke.
We should make that a shirt. Everyone has a tragic backstory.
I don't know. That feels like really deep and serious for us.
Yeah, well.
How about your tragic backstory sucks?
Your tragic backstory didn't make you a superhero.
I like that.
Or how about flip it around? My tragic backstory, unfortunately, didn't make me a superhero.
No, my tragic backstory made the supervillain in your story. Something like that. We'll workshop it. We'll get with David and we'll workshop it. So, that being said, we both really enjoyed that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, what have you been distracting yourself with this week?
So I watched this great movie called Across the Spiderverse.
God damn it, Mike! What else have you been doing? What have you been watching?
Not much. I mean, unfortunately for content, I have been pretty much coming home, eating, maybe watch a YouTube video or two, and then playing more Zelda. Yeah. I finished the last season of Ted Lasso, which I guess that'll be my thing. I'll talk about Ted Lasso.
Yeah, talk about Ted Lasso. My friend JT from the old Night Gig days was watching it too, and he posted like a bunch of stuff I didn't understand. I was like, I don't know who Ted is, but I really hope it's not my dad because I don't want to believe like he did.
So I will start with what I didn't know when I first started watching that. Apparently, I noticed like at the beginning of each episode, it says based on characters from like ABC or NBC Sports. It's like, what? So apparently the idea for the character came from like, on those sports shows, sometimes they'll have like little like sketch things.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Commercials and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apparently in that as a gag, they had an American football coach who got hired to run a
football. An English football team. Say it right. It's football.
Football. Well, they say football.
It's
England.
Yeah. I say football, so people know what I mean.
Well, that's what they say in like the rest of Europe. But
yes,
in England,
football.
They still say football.
Sure.
And then I say it football.
Are you ready? Yeah, there's football, and are you ready for football?
But no, so and all the comedy that ensues.
Right.
This culture clash and everything.
I did. Let me just throw in. I didn't realize it was also from the guy that created Scrubs, so I'm kind of interested in checking it out myself.
Yeah,
now
it is a great show. I mean, it is in today's. I mean, I guess today is like less cynical than like the 20 teens.
I've heard it's a very non-cynical show.
So it is like a soothing balm of a show.
I feel like I need this.
You probably do.
It's the anti-BoJack Horseman.
Yes, it is. It is so wholesome, but not saccharine.
I get you. I understand what you're getting. I'm picking up what you're laying down, and I'm interested.
Yeah, no, it is great, and it's well written. Like it has great jokes.
Because that's the thing. Scrubs wasn't. Well, Scrubs was kind of dark, but it wasn't super dark.
And none of the jokes are at like the expense of the characters. So it's kind of this unique. It's the anti. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like the antithesis of that.
Yeah. I feel like maybe this is up my alley.
Like, there are very few characters in that show that you're not rooting for. You're not like, come on, you can do it.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And this was apparently its last season, the third and final season, which is kind of sad.
I guess
bittersweet.
I feel like maybe they ran out of stuff.
Well, yeah, and you could tell. And I saw in Googling for if this was the last season when I was halfway through it, I came across a lot of opinion pieces about how the third season was bad and missed the mark. I'm like, no, but it has less Ted in it, which makes sense because they kind of like, mined for the first two seasons. They pretty much mined all that, good-natured Southern guy, fish out of water stuff. So they had to like rely in the third season. They had to more lean on the other characters and flesh them out.
Right.
But I don't think it was bad because of that. I think it, was pretty good. But they took it to its logical extent they could.
Yeah.
And gave them all a pretty good ending.
Well, I'm going to say there's really something to be said for ending a show before it really sucks.
Yeah, but you end a show while you still have the clout and the willpower to,
and before your actor gets an ego and leaves, like on Scrubs.
Ending. Yeah, have a good ending, and as opposed to a forced, sudden ending.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. So, I guess I need to check that out.
So yeah, it was worth watching for sure.
You think I'd like it, huh?
Yeah, you'd probably like it.
Okay, cool.
Any questions about it?
Yeah. Actually, I can't think of any now that you've actually put me on the spot. Tell me about Ted. What's the deal?
So I'm trying to think of something that doesn't give away much.
And everyone out there in Radioland, you may hear some strange noises. We've got a lot of very interesting cats.
Yeah, cats are jumping around on stuff right now.
Ginger is over there bugging Mike. Conti has been jumping up here, headbutting my microphone. So there's going to be some stuff.
So he's, a very easygoing, good-natured, rural. I can't remember where he's from. Ginger knocking stuff over. I'm trying to keep it from falling on the ground. I think they said he was from like Indiana or something. I don't remember, but he's kind of a southern guy, but he's not like southern. He's not
bad southern.
Yes, he's pretty much the stereotype of the good parts of southern, gentlemanly archetype, I guess you could say.
Right.
Nice, kind, not saying a bad word, trying to do good.
Yeah. I love that Ginger is over there doing stuff to you, and Conti is now up here like, hey, I want in.
All up in your business.
This is the cat cast today.
Cat cast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he and so, like you said, he's fish out of water over there. Brings his assistant coach, Mr. Beard, which is his name in the show.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Beard.
Yeah, who starts off as a very monosyllabic. Syllabic.
Is that it?
Syllabic.
I don't know.
No. Yes. One syllable answer person.
Very Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. And just
I'm gonna need a gun.
So he but fleshes out later.
Okay.
But
it turns out he's like that because of a football injury. No,
that would be funny.
Yeah.
And and then the football team, which you have Roy fucking Kent.
That's the name he goes by, is Roy fucking
Roy
Kent.
Fucking Kent.
Jesus.
Fuck is apparently like his bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very standoffish.
Right.
And, what you would consider a stereotypical. Apparently you can shorten stereotypical to stipical.
Well, let's do that. So he's a stipical
footballer.
Footballer.
Like, old school footballer,
soccer hooligan type.
Yeah, he's presented as he's basically the old guard. He's the oldest guy on the team.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, apparently he was like a superstar in his day, but, he's past his prime.
Okay.
And, barely keeping up with the young guys.
But trying.
It's like giving it everything he's got.
And it just ain't enough. Nope. Never is. Not in television, anyway.
And then there's Rebecca, the new owner. So the club was owned by her ex-husband, but through a scandal, they're divorced.
You know what this reminds me of? You remember the movie Major League?
Yes.
Actually, Major League and Major League 2 are actually two movies I enjoy. Two sports movies I enjoy.
Yeah, I was thinking of League of Their Own.
Yeah, no, this is the one. That's the one with Charlie Sheen, and he has to get the glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can kind of see some parallels. There's definitely some homage taken to that. But no, but she through the divorce ends up with like majority controlling interest in the team. And at first she's like running the team. She hires Ted because she thinks, how can
I fuck this over?
Yeah, the team that her ex-husband loved, how can I fuck it up? I know, I'll hire an American football coach to run it.
And it turns out this was a brilliant idea.
Yes. It turns out that, despite him not knowing anything at all about football,
British football,
as opposed to American football.
Well,
worldwide football.
Yes. Coaching is more about...
Yeah, and that's kind of what they say, is that it's more about, getting your team and being, a team.
Yeah.
That's where Coach Beard comes in. Coach Beard is the strategist.
Right.
And
because, I mean, when you get down to it, all the strategy in the world isn't going to do any good if your talent doesn't do it.
If they don't,
if they're not encouraged,
they're not led.
Yes.
A plan is pretty much only half of your battle. The other half is leading them there.
I thought it was lasers.
Well, knowing is half the battle. Then there's the strategy is half the battle. You got red and blue lasers. That's half the battle. And then leading the team is half the battle. That leads up to 200% of the battle.
Okay, good. Well, there's two sides to every battle, so that adds up. Okay, well, I'm interested in checking it out now. That's cool. Good.
So
I need something that isn't bitter right now because
surprisingly refreshing.
Good. It's like a fresca in sitcom form.
So what you got?
Okay, well, I got a couple of things actually. First off, I finished Andor, and I'm sad David's not here for this, but you're here for this, and I want to say that you know how when you're listening to "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins, it's like this song's okay, I guess.
Yeah, and it's just
that 10 seconds before the song's over, the drums kick in.
Atmospheric, synth going. No, I'm talking about from the beginning. It's this atmospheric synth going and him singing over it for like 2/3 of the song.
Yes.
And then, you get to the Mike Tyson part.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you get to the part where Phil Collins remembers he was the drummer for Genesis.
Well, I'm saying, did you ever see The Hangover?
No.
So in The Hangover, it has Mike Tyson, and he's like holding like one of the guys, like
hostage,
not really hostage, but it's Mike Tyson. You're not going to like run away from Mike Tyson if he wants you to sit there and listen to a song.
The hell I'm not.
And then he gets to, it's in his apartment. So
that's fair.
He can't really run, but he's, playing that song and he like gets to the drum part, just starts like air drumming.
I've seen that scene. Yeah. Where he just loses his shit. Air drumming. Yes.
Yeah. And I will admit, in musically, that is a great part of the song. Oh my
God. Like the song's fine, but then it gets to that part and you're like, this motherfucker's a genius.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Andor is in the air tonight, the prison sequence is when the drums kick in.
So that's when it actually gets good. So you're saying 2/3 of Andor is
I'm saying that
airy
8 episodes
farts.
of it is just like and the thing is, and here's the thing, after he got out of prison, I was like, oh shit, it sucks again. The very next episode when he got out of prison. And then the last episode happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is like somehow the last episode made everything that came before it work. And it pissed me off because I'm just sitting there going, you seriously? You can't do this to me. You can't make me hate this whole thing, then go, this is amazing, then this sucks again, and then holy shit, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind you, and here's the other thing. The last episode, you know what reminded me of? Ireland in the 70s.
Okay.
You know, the IRA and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Belfast riots and all that stuff. Yeah, no, totally reminded me of that. And I was like, I see what you're doing here. I'm picking it up. I'm getting it. I still despise Cassian Andor as a human being.
I mean, I think that's the point, is you're not really supposed to like him. You're supposed to probably empathize with him a little bit.
I empathize with his mom dying. How's
with
that?
His I guess what he
his journey.
His cause. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of see how if you were thrown into a similar situation, you would probably be trying to be a, spineless git and get out of it.
Which that's funny you say get, because the whole time I'm sitting here, and I'm sorry to our British listeners, I'm sure that's a terribly offensive term, but he does look like a rat-faced git.
I mean, he's fine. I mean,
he looks like somebody magicked a kobold to life.
Oh, he looks like if somebody hit Pedro Pascal in the face with a shovel.
Okay, that's fair. I can totally see that. Shit. But the point is, I get Andor now after that last episode.
Yeah.
I still have mixed feelings about it, but like that whole segment where he was in prison was fucking great.
Good.
The other thing that I've been doing is my gaming situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So every time I try to play Breath of the Wild, my Switch crashes now.
Wow.
Then every time I play any game on my desktop, my video card crashes my computer. And then today, after installing RAM in my laptop, every game was running like dog shit, no matter how not intensive it was. Like, a game from like 1995 that has been optimized for modern computers to run on Windows 11 by the game's creator would not run. And I was like, I am having a coda moment.
Yeah.
I am and my this is a little bleed over with Supernatural Selection. I found out that like this coda shit that happens to me is apparently a side effect of alien abduction, and David is like, I think you got taken by visitors.
Nah.
I'm not willing to discount it, but the point is, I've been having a coda week with video games.
Yeah, I've had my Switch crash. It's not the perfect thing.
Oh no, my Switch has been highly unreliable the entire time I've had it.
Oh, you say that, so it just makes me think that, your Switch probably was defective and you never did anything about it when you first got it.
Yeah, maybe.
Should have returned it.
I don't know, man.
Sounds like you have a defective unit.
I didn't stop talking about my unit, but I didn't play it that much when I first got it.
Yeah.
And then now it's like way too late.
Oh yeah.
So
you gotta stress test your devices within the first 90 days so you know if you have to return it. I got it
waiting for some games to come out.
Okay.
And it took a while for those games to come out.
Yeah.
So, and by then it was too late. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just been aggravating with the video games thing.
Yeah.
Now I did some tweaking on my graphics card on my PC, and I think that might have fixed it with the AMD software, because it had all this weird shit active that was like, I bet if I turn this off, it might work. And so far, Power Wash Simulator is not crashed today.
We will cross our fingers.
Yes, let's knock on wood for that. But I'm now that I'm done with Andor, I'm going back to Succession, however you say it. Suck. We're gonna watch Suck, because boy, do them people suck. Like, they're delightfully awful.
Yeah,
and I love it. Like, I shouldn't love this show as much as I complain about Andor. I should not love this show as
No.
much as I do, but it's funny. It is a dark comedy, and I adore it, especially Roman.
Yes.
Roman, Todd, and Greg are probably my three favorite characters.
Yeah, I finished season 1 and got one episode in the season 2, and then I stopped playing Power Wash Simulator, so I didn't have a distraction from watching the show.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go back and start watching it this week, and probably gonna catch up on some movies we missed. So next episode, I'll have a lot more opinions about a lot more things.
Yeah,
I'm also off for the next 2 days, so
woohoo!
So, Mike, have you got any recommendations for stuff to check out? Like, since I'm off.
I'm on the spot here. I don't know.
Like what's an anime I could check out?
Oh, fudge. Depends on what you want in one.
I want something like lighthearted and fun, but with characters I'm going to care about.
Jeez.
But I'll give you a minute to think about that.
Yeah.
In our Discord, the Supernatural Selection Discord, I've been talking to Ghost Forge about the whole video game situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, that 90s game he linked to me was crashing, and he is talking to his dad about it, which the Ghost Forge clan is becoming a thing with our listeners. But his dad apparently used to take Leisure Suit Larry to work and play it with his friends up there. And that got me to talking about Myst. And then Freod Horic, I cannot say that name. I apologize. One of our listeners. We were talking about even Stardew Valley crashing my system. He said, try Zork. I was like, I will make the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy game destroy my PC.
Yeah.
I will make a fucking text-based game destroy this system. I mean, not on purpose. I'm just saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I haven't really watched a lot of anime recently. I mean,
what's that cooking show where their clothes fly off or something?
Oh, Food Wars.
Food Wars. That's the one. Don't we? Isn't there somewhere I can watch that?
Yeah. Have it locally.
Yeah, locally.
Watch it.
Right. Okay. Cool. I think I may check that out. This might be a very short, truncated episode, but
you could watch the Nagatoro show.
Nagatoro?
That's the one David and I have talked about. Try to how to describe it. Girl messes with boy, but
yes. Actually, yes, that is on my list. That's the one I really wanted to watch. Thank you for reminding me.
Or Tomo-chan is a girl, which is
that about the tomboy?
Yes.
Okay.
That her childhood friend and someone she loves trying to get him to see her as said girl and not as just his buddy.
His buddy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm gonna have to trim a little bit of this.
Yeah. I think what else? So
edit, David. Edit.
Edit it all.
Cut it all out. So I'll tell you what, how about we move on to our game? Because this is gonna be kind of fun. I thought of a question for you guys, and I hate that David's not here for this, but how about I go ahead and ask that?
Sure.
So here's the deal. Going to the movies, out to the theater, like we did today, can often be full of pleasant experiences that you would not have if you watched a film at home in your living room. Sure, you're getting the film and you can be focused on it without distraction, but sometimes the audience helps.
Yeah.
Sometimes the audience is part of the experience. Mike, what is a super memorable experience you've had in a theater
Oh,
with the audience?
I don't know. I mean, I can name one, but the only reason I remember is because you told me about it after the fact. I don't remember it actually happening.
Is this about is this Andor? Is this about Narnia?
That's about Luke Skywalker. Well, not Luke Skywalker, but what's inspired that?
Yes, Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah. Spirits Within.
Okay. Well, I've got several. Do you want me to tell one of mine?
Sure.
So, like, one of my absolute favorite moments was, do you remember when we went to see Star Trek Generations?
Mm-hmm.
It's you, me, and Casterline. And we're sitting there watching the movie, and the audience is having a ball. I remember that because everybody's laughing in the right places. Everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah.
And there's that part, the Duras sisters are on their bird of prey, and they're attacking the Enterprise, and they've damaged it. And then Riker fires on the ship and hits it, and it blows up. And some dude about 2 rows in front of us just stands up, throws his fist in the air and yells, "Die, you Klingon bitches!" And the audience lost their minds laughing and cheering and clapping.
Yeah.
And that is one of my all-time favorite audience moments.
See, I don't remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that sucks. That was a fun one. You were there.
I know I was there. It does not ring a bell.
No, I remember it especially because the next time Gasterline and me went and saw it a second time, just us, and he did that. And somebody said, "Sit down." I was like, yeah, no, you can't do it twice. Yeah. You can't plan it.
Yeah, that's definitely
in the heat of the moment thing.
A opening weekend moment when the diehard fans are there.
Yeah. God, that was a great experience. So you just, the only one you can think of is the Luke Skywalker.
No, not the Luke Skywalker, but the Are You Ready for an Experience?
Do you want me to tell that one, or?
I mean, it's your story. Like I said, I only remember your recounting of it.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll tell your story. So we were going to see Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, right? That was it, right?
Yes.
Yes. And it was not a packed theater.
Yeah.
And there were these 2 women in the row in front of us. And one of them, dressed like a lumberjack, turns and they were talking about how,
there's two late older ladies, like, and they're probably, well, I say that at the time we were in our 20s and they had to have been in like 40s or 50s.
Our age now.
Yes, our age now. But they were both Subaru enthusiasts.
Is that what they call that? I was going to say, I think they were a couple.
They both had plaid and drove Subarus.
God damn it. The only person I personally knew that drove a Subaru was not gay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're sitting there talking about the movie, I guess. But one of them turns, looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Are you ready for an experience?" And my immediate reaction inside is, well, that just ruined the movie. It hasn't even started, but no matter what happens, this movie is ruined for me. And the thing you're talking about with Luke Skywalker is I want to go have like an action figure with me and ruin somebody else's movie the same way and like turn to them, "Are you ready for an experience? Come on, Luke, let's watch the movie." And me and a Luke Skywalker figure just staring at the screen. And that's a lot funnier if you see me do it.
Yes.
But I'm trying to think. There was another one. I'm having to put like a lot of content out here because David's not here.
Yes, monkey, do the work. Perform for your betters.
So my bitters?
Betters.
My betters. So was that. There was Let's Go to the and my my favorite one with you had to be when we went to see the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with our friends.
Yeah.
And I had to go pee.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do.
Yeah.
And I come back and I sit down, and they had like just gotten to Narnia, so like I didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
I've never read the books.
Yes, I do remember.
And I come back and I sit down. I'll lean over to you. I was like, "Hey, what I missed?" Because they're like walking in the woods, and maybe you didn't turn as slowly as you do in my memory, but like you turned and you just had this look on your face.
No, I knew exactly what I was about to say. I don't remember exactly what I said. But
I can tell you exactly what you said.
I knew what I was about to say was going to sound unhinged.
It did. You turned, and
I that's why I did not preface it or did not like follow it up with, no, really, that's what happened.
Yeah. No, you turned to me and just, they met a talking badger, and now they're gonna go meet Santa Claus.
And I just continued watching the movie because I knew, like, I'm like, he's going to understand in a minute that I was not shitting him.
I'm like, oh, that's funny, Mike. That's a badger and it's talking. Oh, hell, that wasn't a joke. Shit.
Yeah. No,
oh,
that
my
was great.
God. That was the funniest fucking moment. Just because I was like, what? Because I've never read the books. I don't want to read about Jesus being a lion. And one of her friends, these were like her favorite fantasy books. And I just remember like somebody was talking in the row. And this is like another memorable moment, but not like in a good way. There was this group of young girls talking in the row in front of her.
And to preface this, I'll say this woman is
reserved.
She makes me look not verbose, but outspoken and forward. She's not demure or anything, but she's reserved. She's reserved and very quiet to people that she doesn't know.
She can be extremely proper.
Yes.
She's also from old money.
Yeah.
Old South money. In fact, her grandmother is mentioned by name in a Eudora Welty book.
Yes.
That's how old South we're talking. But anyway, we're sitting there, and these girls will not shut up. And I believe she asked them to be quiet, and they said something, and she fucking wailed on the back of their chair with kicks, and she took karate. So this is not a weak woman.
Yes, no, she
wailed on those seats and was like, shut up! I was like, whoa.
Yes.
Holy shit. She done got a mat on.
Yes.
That was something. It was an experience. It was an experience.
It was an experience.
Oh, God. It was.
See, a lot of that stuff just kind of, I guess I get engrossed in the movie and I just kind of let it like roll off my back. I don't remember. The last one I do remember was what movie did we see? Was it John Wick 4?
Are you talking about where the dude was asleep?
Yeah, where he's snoring.
Oh yeah, that's John Wick 4.
Yeah, and the dude like literally right next to me, not even a seat separating us. It was such a packed house.
Yeah.
And he is falling asleep and luckily when he starts actually snoring, within a couple of like rip saws, his wife wakes him up.
Man.
So he's not like just sitting there snoring the whole time. But there's like gunshots and fights going on in this movie.
It's a John Wick movie. It's not a quiet film.
He is just stone cold asleep.
Man, let me tell you something. My favorite part about that was when you got up to go to the bathroom and your big meaty body was no longer a noise filter. And I was getting that full blast and like a seat away, and this dude was not quiet. And his wife at that point just decided, fuck it, give him a minute. And I'm like, God damn, dude, how are you sleeping during John Wick 4?
It's because it's a sleep apnea, man.
Man,
he needs a CPAP.
And he also sounded like he was dying, was the other thing. He had that whole like Jokai thing where
that's sleep apnea.
Yeah,
he needs a CPAP because he doesn't get restful sleep at night. So he's just
Motherfucker
falling asleep
he
during
doesn't
the
need
day.
a CPAP. He needs a fucking excavation team in his nostrils.
I did notice that like he had ate a whole bunch right before. Maybe he's like
shit.
diabetic.
He went into a food coma.
He
He did.
was comaing.
But he definitely. Hey, that does remind me. Do you remember when we went and saw Jason X in the theater?
Barely.
Okay,
Yes.
so we went and this group of like 6 African American children sneak into the theater.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
And they're all sitting like down there. And there's that one scene where the quote sexy robot girl is topless. And she doesn't have nipples, and the dude put like fake nipples on her and they like fell off, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But no, when she pops up and she doesn't have a bra on, she doesn't have a top on, and I just hear one little African-American boy go, "Them titties." And I was like, oh, this is a best. This is the best. I get to see kids sneak into a fucking Jason movie and there's boobs. And it killed me because like half the cast of that movie was from like Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Like the dude, the robot chick, and Alexa Doig were in that movie. Which I was the whole time I'm sitting there going like, did the director of this direct an episode or 20?
Maybe.
Because, and that was not a great show, but.
Yeah, that was, I mean.
Like, didn't you have a theory that like Earth Final Conflict was supposed to be a prequel to Star Trek and Andromeda was supposed to be like a sequel? Because isn't that what Discovery Season 3 has been, is just Andromeda?
Yeah, so Andromeda, I watched a good bit of it, and it definitely seemed like it wanted to be in the Star Trek timeline.
Because they had the Confederation of planets.
I think Gene, it seems like he got disillusioned with like Paramount and tried to do his own thing.
Oh yeah, and from what I understand, like both these ideas were basically just scribbled on a cocktail napkin and they ran with it.
Yeah, but it was so unless the people that actually wrote it were just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this? Let's crib off of fucking all of Star Trek.
Yeah. I don't know, but I could definitely see how.
Now, Earth Final Conflict, I never really knew much about. I
watched more of that than I did Andromeda because apparently at the time I truly, truly despised myself.
I guess.
But it was about the Talons. These aliens came to Earth and were like, we bring love. And it turns out they have like all these sinister things going on behind the scenes.
It's basically just V.
No.
That's you just described V.
I know, but there's no lizard people, and David, I did not use this.
Yeah, but I'm still saying there's...
basically, your theory was the Talons were supposed to be the Vulcans.
Okay. Maybe. I mean, I can see that.
But they were like, they cast women and made them like super androgynous as the aliens, and they always did like these weird hand moves. Hello, I am a blah, blah, blah and we are the Talons and we bring you love. We are actually breeding warriors out of you for a war with horrible beasts. It was one of those weird kind of, we don't know what aliens are like, but we're just going to roll with it.
So I mean, it sounds a little familiar, but I still really can't remember.
If you look up the aliens, you'll be like, oh God, those things. Yeah, look up Earth Final Conflict Talon. You're going to be like, oh, that.
I'm just going to do an image search for Earth Final Conflict. Okay, so that's... Oh, God.
I told you.
I like black hole the memories of this show. Like, just seeing one of the aliens, I was like, that
I told
shit.
you. As soon as you saw it, you were going to be like, oh.
Like, I literally haven't thought of this fucking show in like 25 years.
Now, here's the thing about that show, Mike, that kills me. It was so troubled. Like, the main actor left after the first season.
That's the Asian guy. Yeah. Fuck.
Sandoval.
I did watch a lot of this. I just did not remember it
and
at all.
They had the black bald dude named Auger.
Yeah.
Well, like the first season had Kincaid, the main character, and he was like, working for the Rebel Alliance, whatever. Fuck it. And then they, quote, killed him off at the end of the first season because he was like, I'm done with this. This show is awful. And then they changed tack and have a new guy come in.
Yeah, I see that.
After the second season,
remember that second meathead guy.
And after the second season, he left because he was like, God, this shit sucks. And they had to their budget got cut, so they couldn't even do the alien makeup. So they replaced the whole thing. Like everybody was headquartered in a different nightclub. And they were hunting aliens that used to be the Talons, and it was the same actors but with fright wigs on.
Oh yeah, and there's Majel Barrett.
Yep, she was on there. I think actually Marina Sirtis did an episode or something. She played a cult leader or something. God, the extended Gene Roddenberry dead horse beating thing.
Oh yeah, there's some weird arm thing.
Yeah, which I thought was probably the coolest part of the show. The the meaty arm gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. It was like a Skrill, I think is what it was called.
Yes.
It's like a little,
and the little roll up gadget thing.
Yeah.
Screen.
Yeah. That now is we could do that.
Actually becoming a thing.
Yeah.
But that was the first show that I saw that on. And it really became a kind of a sci-fi staple with pull out gadgets.
Yeah, it really did. It's it's funny. I'd almost want to go back and watch that, but I do remember watching it at the time going, wow, this shit sucks.
It had Terry Gilliam on it?
What?
Oh no. Sorry, that was just X-Files. Someone had a cross linking between.
Oh God, no. Now it did have McLeod's girlfriend from the Highlander series, the second girlfriend.
Yeah.
She was on there.
I saw a picture of the alien from season 3, and it's just
it's just a dude in a fright wig.
This is still an alien that's bald, but it's basically it went from being very heavy makeup to just someone in a bald cap with some just different colored makeup foundation on, and a big ear slapped to the side of their head.
Well, that was season 1 and 2.
No, it says 3. No, this is season 3, episode 13. I'm switching between the season 1 alien, which had more heavy prosthetics that made the head kind of more doughy shaped and stuff. And this one is just literally a bald cap and some bronzer.
Okay, Mike, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an image.
Even the costume is super cheap looking.
See, you're looking at the wrong one. I'm going to send you an image as soon as I save it to my desk. Damn it, it's a WebP, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hop in Discord and I'm going to post this in Host Talk because you are looking at the wrong aliens. I want you to click this picture.
This is what I'm looking at.
Yep, no, that's season 1 and 2.
That's season 3.
Yeah, but that's when those aliens showed back up. Click the link I sent you and look at the picture.
This is season 1.
Yeah. No, I know. I remember season 1, but it's literally just a woman with some eyebrows and a fright wig.
Well, I mean, she has a forehead prosthesis.
Yeah, I know, but it's cheap Star Trek prosthesis.
Yeah, but I'm saying is if you look between the two, the bottom image and the top image, how the same alien race had changed from season 1 in the bottom to season 3 at the top.
Yeah. There was, and it's the same character, by the way.
I can see it looks like the same actress.
It was a lady. Actress.
Well, I guess you're supposed to say actor.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm old and I apologize. I'm sorry for everything.
Sorry for being olds.
Yeah, but God, this show, this whole show was a nightmare.
So Kevin, when you say something's a nostalgia bomb, that's usually a good thing. This was like a nostalgia landmine.
Yeah, no, it's like, you're just out in the rice pad and you step on Earth Final Conflict and you lose a foot.
God, I watched way more of this show than I wanted to admit to myself.
Yep, I have ruined your night.
Yes, probably the rest of my week too. Jeez.
God, this, man, just, you can tell the budget dropped. Jesus Christ.
Well, we can take solace in one thing.
No one remembers it but us.
It wasn't Future War.
Future War?
Wasn't it Future War? The thing written by William Shatner?
No, that was Tech War.
Tech War.
Tech War.
Yeah. Oh, I knew it was something
William
more.
Shatner's Tech War.
God.
That was some shit right there, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, at least this was kind of, at least it was close to like, at least the first season was, almost Babylon 5, like, levels of kind of campy.
Yeah.
But it was not as good, not as well written as Babylon. Don't get me wrong,
God,
it was not as well written as Babylon 5.
Now, are we still talking about Earth Final Conflict?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Talk about Earth Earth Final Conflict, looks crappy. But at least season 1 seemed to try.
Season 1 really was trying to do something, and it's the shakeups of like losing your main actor that killed all of it.
Yeah, just losing. I'm assuming their budget just kept going down, so they couldn't keep paying, and it wasn't taking off. And look, actors will stick around for shitty shows as long as they're getting paid.
Yeah.
And it was probably a double whammy of, well, the show sucks shit, and they are not going to pay me more money the second season, so
hey,
I'm out.
I got good news. You can watch all of Earth Final Conflict with ads on Freevee.
Maybe as
all 5 seasons.
Maybe if we like
5
group what? There's 5 seasons.
5 fucking seasons.
Look, if season 3 looked that bad, I don't even know what.
Like I said, by season 5, everybody was just like, it was the Asian dude walking around in a nightclub every episode.
We should at least watch the pilot together and just relive how crappy. We should come up with a new term. There's nostalgia.
It's called a hate watch.
Should come up with a term for nostalgia watching something even though it's not going to be good.
Hey, Mike. I'm posting a link to a picture of the actress that played Dawn. Alien?
Yeah, she looks familiar in a way.
Lenny Parker.
I'm sure she's been in other things I've seen.
Yeah. But yeah, Lenny Parker, she played a character, and they all had like normal human names with an apostrophe in them because it was Dan with 2 A's and an apostrophe. Yeah. So it was Dawn, and then Mel, but Mael. Yeah. And then they like threw one and it was Kaev, Dave. Yeah, no, it was real dumb. Yes, it was so dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should do that for the Patreon. We should watch Earth Final Conflict, at least the pilot. Because the pilot, I remember being like, hey, isn't that bad? And then the second episode, I was like, you telling me butterflies are the bad guys?
Wait, wasn't that Peacemaker too?
Yeah, but Peacemaker pulled it off so goddamn well.
Yeah, no, Peacemaker was like chef kiss.
Yeah. Mwah. It's fucking great.
I mean, James Gunn, we're James Gunn's too good for this world.
Yeah, don't say that. That'll kill him.
Wow, speaking of James Gunn, Lenny Parker was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
The video game.
Okay,
yeah, I just looked her up, actually. I was about to say that.
The video game.
Yep. Well, that's funny.
It was a voice, but
yeah, still, I'm glad she's working.
A lot of
she was actually not bad in the show, so I mean, like, good for her.
I mean, she...
Holy shit, she was in Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Yeah, a lot of game stuff. A lot of Ass Creed.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So,
Madeline Delisle. Neat. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go on a deep dive and look at... Oh, shit, she was in Orphan. Damn. Anyway, I'll dive deeper into that later. We've been talking for about an hour, so I think we're good. So we did our game. We got distracted in the distraction hole talking about Earth's final conflict. Hell yeah. And I guess it just leaves me to do my closing positive affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave everybody with this. Be more kind to yourself and to others. Just be more kind.
Can I be more kinder?
Are you chocolate?
I was thinking more like a child. But,
No.
Could I be more kinder?
No. Be more kind.
Because kinder was like was that Deathgate's Hobbits? Or I think it was some fantasies.
Kinders.
Some fantasies Hobbits.
That was D&D's Hobbits because they couldn't call them Hobbits.
Oh yeah, Kinder.
Yeah,
be more Kinder. So I'm going to eat a lot more and sleep a lot. They also
more. It wasn't in Deathgate. It was in the Dragonlance books because
you said
Kinder.
D&D.
Yeah. And because that one they don't know fear. So like he's falling to his death and he's like, hey, I wonder what it's going to be like to die.
Oh, God, I hate halflings.
Yep. Well, look.
Ever since our friend played that halfling.
Lactose the Intolerable.
So intolerable.
Yep.
Just sleep darting everybody at inopportune moments.
Stab me in the knee with a sleep dart, knock me out, fucker. Again, Casterline. Damn you, Casterline! All right, well, that's it for this week. Be sure to check us out later this week for Supernatural Selection. We are going to be talking about lizard tits.
Oh, boy.
And
why do lizards have tits? Well, tune in to find out.
Because horny. All right, we will see you.
Ask the furries.
Indeed. We will see you next time. So until then, stay safe and be more kind.
If I should say, you can't use that closing.
What?
You were on track to use the other closing.
I did it last time, too. Yeah, that's just my thing.
Yeah, but you need a new thing.
Well, fart.
For a different show. Or, I guess if we all do take turns, we can come up with our own closings.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out.
I'm going to say, stay dangerous and fuck off, piss boy.
Fuck off, piss boy. That's your thing. Fuck off, piss boy.
I'll workshop it. I'll come up with something.
I don't know. I think you nailed it with fuck off, piss boy.